Welcome back, everybody, for game number 3 on our slate here this day from Shady Spring High School. Chris Kidd with you. Andrew Bolin, our engineer, with Nick Eskins, our camera operator, for all 5 of our games today from the auxiliary gym here at Shady Spring High School. Again, 5 more going on over in the main gym here at this wonderful complex and school. And we're getting set for our 3rd of 5 games between Wyoming East and Independence High Schools, both out of the AA ranks. Again, Wyoming East 1 game away from the state tournament last year, coming up just short, while Independence losing in the sectionals. As we're set to tip it up, Wyoming East in the white, Independence in the blue-collar jerseys, as we are set to go, as Wyoming East will have possession to start things off. It's lobbed into the far corner. Now back out near the top of the key for Cole Lambert. Now set it up with Chandler Johnson. Skip it back into the corner as they work it around the perimeter as Lambert waiting and looking. Again, these are 4 quarters that will be played, 8 minutes each. The score will reset at the end of each quarter. Again, it's not an official regular season game. As turnaround jumper from the left baseline, too strong for Witten. Rebounded, though, by Wyoming East. They kick it out around the perimeter for 3, in and out no good by Garrett Mitchell. Rebounded by Independence. They bring it into the front court. Wide open 3 from the left corner on the way. Air ball no good by Jordan James, and rebounded by Wyoming East. Here they come back up the left side as Lambert waits on the Cavalry, gets it to Mitchell, now skips it into the corner. 3 on the way. This one off the back iron, no good for Tucker Cook. Rebounded by the Warriors, and now we'll get a whistle and a foul as we are a minute deep into the game. And Wyoming East, they were 7-8 last year. Had 3 straight losing seasons after having 3 straight seasons or winning seasons, and now inside a foul committed as Witten was going up and got hacked on the play. They were upset by Bluefield 45-43 in the sectionals last year, and then lost 53-40 in the regional final to Chapmanville, as those 2 schools had very tightly contested games in the regular season, both winning by a single possession on their own floors. But then Chapmanville able to pull away late in that regional final in order to preserve that win, as Witten misses both free throws. Now pass up ahead, James grabs it, tries to get himself free. Now a step back, takes a wide open 3 as Wyoming East lost their defensive assignment that time, but James can't convert. Now we get a whistle and a timeout by Coach Derek Brooks. He wants a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things here, as I'm sure he didn't like the way his defense started out on those first couple of possessions. Again, James was able to find himself wide open on both occasions, but unable to hit. And again, this is a team that is very defensive-oriented, defensive-minded. Whenever you go back to last year, as they averaged 55.6 points per game. That was really the bugaboo for this Wyoming East team last year, was just being able to score points, as they just had a hard time finding where the lid was on the basket in some games, especially against the Chapmanville squad that they faced off against, as all 3 of those were low-scoring affairs. But they only allowed 56.8 points per game. So they have a very stout defensive group, now just trying to find that offensively. Their last state tournament appearance was in 2017 when they lost in the semifinals to, you guessed it, the eventual state champion Chapmanville Tigers. So Chapmanville's just had a bit of their number as of late, as Mitchell misses a 3, rebounded by Witten, and he's fouled on the play. But they had an incredible 4-year run from 2007 to 2010 to Wyoming East. They were back-to-back state champions in 2007 and 2008. And then they lost in the finals in 2009 and 2010. So this has been a Wyoming East program that has had plenty of success over the years, as Witten does hit this free throw after missing his last 2, as you see there, the foul on our replay with Witten going up. And again, this Wyoming East team, they are big, they are strong, and they are tough. And this is going to be a tough matchup for Independence in order to try and get some individual matchups that work in their favor. Again, they don't have the height advantage or the size advantage in this ball game. Tough 3 put up from the side corner, no good, too strong for Michael McKinney. Now here comes Mitchell into the front court, pass underneath, gets away from Chandler Johnson and out of bounds. It'll go back over to Independence. Independence, they were 6-8 last year. And since 2005, Independence has only had 2 winning seasons. Their most recent one was 2020 when they went 13-9. So Michael Green, head coach for Independence, trying to build back a winning tradition here in basketball, is 3 off the mark for McKinney. And out of bounds, go back over to Wyoming East. And they lost to Westside 51-50 in the sectionals last year. He lost 3 of the last 4 games to end the season last year. Averaged 66.3 points per game and allowed 72 points per game on the season. They get it over in the left corner for Mitchell. Back up top for Cook. Now swing it sideways for Witten. Now back over into the left corner. It's Lambert. Back to Mitchell. Wyoming East very patient with the basketball. And again, they typically don't turn the ball over a ton. They will wait for the good look and the open shot. Now they go down low to Witten, gets good position this time. Can't convert, but he's fouled once again. Like I said, he's just a hoss down low. It's Tanner Witten, just going to be so difficult to try and match up with. It's Witten's a 6'4" senior. And this is a very experienced group. Tucker Cook's a 6'3" senior. Chandler Johnson's a 6'5" junior. Mitchell's a 6'3" junior. And then you get 5'10" sophomore and Cole Lambert. So again, just size all over the place for Wyoming East. As Witten does hit the first free throws, we've yet to have a field goal converted in this game. And Witten able to can the second free throw as well. 4-0 here in the first quarter. Crossing the timeline, Carter Atkins with it. Atkins drives in, get a whistle and a travel on Atkins. Here comes Wyoming East with a 4-0 lead. Left side, Mitchell goes for 3, too strong, rebounded by James. James across the timeline into the center, almost lost it off his hip. So he gives it off to McKinney. He backs up, looking for some space. He goes to operate, pulls up for 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Wyoming East as Johnson shovels it up ahead. Pass gets away and out of bounds. And McKinney's a 6'4" senior in his own right for Independence, and now a timeout called here by Coach Green. That'll be another 30-second timeout. Here with 4:39 to go in the first quarter, and Wyoming East leading at 4-0. Well, as we did in the first 2 games, even with the score resetting, we will keep track of the overall score just because we're always curious, and I'm sure some of you out there will be too, as Liberty Raleigh was able to win overall against Nicholas County 41-34 this morning. And then in the second game, saw Webster County up in Westside 62-52 overall in that contest. And at the end of the 4 quarters, they will also have about 20 minutes where each team will run through end-of-game scenarios that Bob Bolin and company have set up here for each team just to kind of get used to running some of their sets at the end of these contests. So we'll definitely be carrying that with you as well. Atkins gets it in the corner for James. James dribbles back out front, dishes it over left side for Talon Buzminski, who's checked in. Now over toward Carter Atkins. He'll take it baseline. His shot rejected. Taken away by Wyoming East. Here they come up the left side. Mitchell on the right elbow. Tries to go down low for Witten and lost it out of bounds. So it'll go back over to Independence. Again, still yet to have a field goal made here in this first quarter. Nearly midway through it. That's Carter Atkins across the timeline over to the right. Looks to penetrate in, now brings it back out. He'll get it over to James on the right wing. James can't find an opening as Mitchell cuts him off. Now there's back out front, McKinney into the left corner. And they'll reset the top of the key here for Atkins. Atkins gets a screen from Shoemate. Now gets it back out to McKinney as Independence taking their time on this trip. Now McKinney gets himself free at the top of the key, and there's the first field goal made by either club as McKinney sinks a 3. And he is the leading scorer of this ball club coming back. 21.1 points per game for him, 3.5 rebounds and 2.4 assists for McKinney. So he is the catalyst on the offensive end. He does so on the defensive end here, gets a rejection on Johnson, but he gets it back, and Johnson lays it in for the first field goal for the Warriors. 6-3 Wyoming East, 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. James gets it over to McKinney. McKinney looking to go to work, puts up a contested three, and let's see if there's a piece drawn on that by defender. Apparently not. Let's take a look at the made three here by McKinney a minute ago. Again, got the friendly roll. Haven't seen too many friendly rolls today. As we've talked about, these rims wound a little tighter than some, so you don't typically see some of the give that you do on some of the other rims. As Lambert misses on the three, gets it over left side now. Independence trying to get in transition, and three from Shoemate, swatted away by Witten, but now he's getting up slowly here. And oh Lord, and not sure what happened to Witten there, but man, oh man, we've seen injuries pop up in all three of these games so far. So let's take a look at it and see here. And not sure if maybe it was his left foot, maybe he came down and rolled it. It may have been what happened on that. Hopefully that's all that happened. Again, we saw A.J. Williams go down with what looked to be a bad knee injury in game number one. We still haven't gotten an update on him as of yet, but he's the leading scorer for Liberty Raleigh, and if he's out for any significant time, that's going to really hurt that ball club. And saw a couple of hard fouls in the last game as well. As there's a nice reverse by Corey Shoemate. He gets to go down. Now 6-5 on the East, and Witten obviously just a huge figure on the offense and defensive end for Wyoming East. They can't afford at all to lose him. As put back no good here, as checking into the game for Wyoming East is Jacob Howard. Three-pointer from Mitchell's off the mark, no good. And now here comes Independence up the floor, driving in right side, whistling a foul as Atkins able to get to the free throw line. Again, just kind of keeping an eye on Witten over on the far side. Saw him bring his jersey up to his face momentarily, and does seem to be emotional over on the bench right now. Coach Brooks looked like he asked him a question there, and Witten just kind of shook his head. As Atkins able to split the free throws. He missed the first and made the second. So we're all even at 6 apiece here with 1:40 to go in the first quarter, as Mitchell takes a deep jumper, and he's able to connect. Again, he's been close on several thus far in the first quarter, but finally got one to fall. Atkins goes down low. Nice move by Shoemate, and did not get the friendly roll. Like we said, these rims not very kind unless you're putting it right through or get a nice featherly touch, but we have not seen a whole lot of those go down today. And then picks up the foul afterwards. So an 8-6 lead for Wyoming East, 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Lambert gets it over cross court for Tucker Cook. Now back to Lambert. They'll skip it over left side for Mitchell. Mitchell into the middle. Howard kicks it back out. They swing it around. Mitchell gets himself free. He'll go for three, and he's back-to-back. Jumpers fall down. This one from three. And Garrett Mitchell with 5 points to give Wyoming East an 11-6 lead. Now they're getting Mitchell, or Witten rather, on the bench to take his shoe off. Looks like they have some ice packs for him as Shoemate misses on the three. Atkins fighting for the rebound, but Mitchell able to come up with it. They get it over towards the near side, driving in, kick out. A little tall, but Johnson able to go up and grab it. And Johnson gets himself tied up, and possession arrow will go over to Independence with 35.2 seconds to go in the first quarter. The inbound pass got away from Atkins, but he's able to chase it down. Down to the final half minute to go. Atkins with a nice drive and able to get all the way to the basket as he'll lay it in. Atkins averaged 5.4 points per game last year. He's got 3 here in the first quarter. Down to 15 seconds. Up top, Lambert gets it over for Mitchell. They double team him. Now get it back out front. Over to Cook. He'll launch a 3 with 5 seconds to go, and he hits. Down to 2, down to 1. Atkins will heave from half court. No good off the back rim. And that'll end the first quarter with Wyoming East winning it 14-8. We'll be back after this as you are watching the West Virginia High School Shootout presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores right here on Video Productions.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself.
Start of the second quarter here from Shady Spring High School. Chris Kidd with you. Andrew Bolin, our engineer. Nick Eskins, our camera operator. As we said, the score resets to 0-0 at the end of each quarter. But as we said, we'll also keep track of the overall score with you, as these are all exhibition games. Regular season will start next week for all these teams around the state of West Virginia, as Mitchell goes for 3 from the left wing. No good. Rebound comes out long for Atkins. Atkins in a foot race is cut off, gets it out to James, and James is going to be called for a travel. Looking over at the bench at Tanner Witten. Again, looks like he has the shoe off and has some medical things attached to him, maybe ice over there. But I doubt we see him come back in today just for precautionary reasons. That's 3 straight on, no good by Lambert. Rebound comes down to Atkins, and obviously if you're Wyoming East, you're hoping that that's all it was just a rolled ankle, and that he'll be all right, because he's the leading scorer of the team and one of the better defenders in all of AA. As McKinney goes down low to Shoemate, man falls down, and Shoemate able to lay it in. He's got 4 points overall, and Independence scores the first 2 points of the second quarter. Mitchell, nice fake, gets to the right elbow. Tough jumper on the way, short with it, and rebounded by Shoemate. Now here's McKinney. McKinney across the timeline. Stops, he'll launch a deep 3, no good off the side of the rim. Rebound comes down to Mitchell. He'll get it up ahead. Now here's Cook, he'll stop, pop a baseline jumper, rattles in and out, no good, but Lambert with the offensive board. And that's an area where Wyoming East is so difficult on the offensive glass. They create many opportunities for themselves by banging the boards as they go inside to Howard. Some shoving there, but it gets away, and Shoemate throws it away as it looked like Jones wasn't looking for the pass, or James rather wasn't looking for the pass. Wyoming East able to get possession back, trailing 2-0 here in the second as Mitchell drives in. He's able to draw some contact, and he'll be fouled. So they're going to get that foul on Elijah Farrington, who just checked in for Independence. His free throw off the mark, no good from Mitchell. That's Eli Fralin checking in for Wyoming East along with Tanner Cook. Second free throw good for Mitchell. He's now got 6 points. And Fralin, a 6-foot senior from Tanner Cook, a 6'4 junior, so even off the bench, a lot of size coming in from Wyoming East. Nice drive there by Shoemate, just blew right past Cook that time and gets the lay in. He's got 6 points. Lambert gets it over from Mitchell. Mitchell fakes, dribbles in, trying to be tied up, but gets free, puts up the right-hand shot, no good, rebounded by Fralin. Gets it out to Howard. He'll take the jumper. He's hacked on the play. Count it and the foul. So Jacob Howard with his first 2 of the game. And now he'll go to the line to try and get an and one. Howard, a 6'1 junior. Trying to even things up here in the second quarter. Also checking in for Independence here will be Hunter Moore, 6-foot freshman. Howard's free throw rattles out, no good. Shoemate fighting for control as he got the ball but stepped out of bounds with it. So Wyoming East will maintain possession here with 5:34 to go in the second quarter. Inbounded to Fralin. He'll take a quick 3, misses off the side of the backboard, rebounded by Shoemate. And once again, the outlet man not paying attention as it's thrown away for the second time. Now into the left corner, 3 on the way, no good for Cook that time. Rebounded by Independence as they almost go over and back with it. But Shoemate gets it out to McKinney. McKinney looking for a screen from Shoemate, gets one. Now a nice give and go to Shoemate. Count it and the foul. A great look that time by McKinney after a really nice screen by Shoemate to set that up. Shoemate, a 6'4 junior. Just 3 seniors on the roster for Independence. And only 3 seniors on the roster for Wyoming East as well. And Shoemate's got really good hands for a big man. His free throw no good. Rebound knocked loose underneath, taken away by Wyoming East. There's Lambert. Gets it over to Tucker Cook. Now baseline goes Howard. Nice drive by him, but can't finish at the rim. Rebound underneath, taken away by Independence. As Farrington able to pull it down, one of the seniors. It's McKinney. 2-3 men surrounding him that time. So he'll shovel it over for Moore. Now back out front as Kuzminski hands it off. Now back out to McKinney. He gets a screen from Shoemate. Try the give and go again. This time, though, Wyoming East wise to it. McKinney now will take a tough jumper from the left elbow. Short with it. Rebounded by Fralin. And now Cook wasn't looking for the outlet pass, but he was able to get it back. Now back to Fralin. He'll take an open 3 from the corner. Off the mark. Howard chasing it down into the corner. Able to save it. Nice save and nice hustle by him as Lambert. He'll jack up a 3, but he's short. Now here comes Independence back the other way. McKinney, tough layup attempt, and he gets it to go with the right hand. And looks like Independence wants call time here with 4:01 to go in the first half, as that'll be another 30-second timeout called by Coach Green. McKinney now with 5 points in the contest. Just a reminder as well here on Video Productions, we've got all sorts of basketball coming your way and still on right now. Again, coming up at 2:30 p.m. over in the main gym. It'll be Parkersburg South against George Washington. Then at 3:45, we'll be back here in the auxiliary gym for our 4th game for James Monroe against Meadow Bridge. Then at 4:45 in the main gym, it'll be host Shady Spring taking on South Charleston. Our final game here in the auxiliary gym will begin at 6 p.m. for Greenbrier West and Sherman. And then the final game of the evening in the main gym at 7 o'clock will be Woodrow Wilson against St. Albans. So again, you can catch all these games with us here on Video Productions today. And you can even bring up both screens if you want, watch both games at once if you're able to, just to kick off this high school basketball season here for the 2021-2022 season. So 8-3 Independence leads here midway through the second quarter. after Wyoming East won the first quarter 14-8. So if you're looking overall at the score right now, then Wyoming East is leading still by a point. As the Warriors will bring it up the floor. Lambert gets it over to Fralin. Now to Tanner Cook, back out top of the key for Tucker Cook. They work it over for Lambert. Lambert looking down low, cross-court pass, dangerous, almost picked off by McKinney. Now they give it back to Fralin. He'll drive in right side, puts up a little floater, can't get it to bank in. Rebounded though underneath and put back up and in by Tanner Cook, his first bucket of the game. Now to McKinney, 8-5. Independence leads it here in the second quarter. Adkins shuffles his feet, tries to dump it down low for Shoemate. Shoemate wisely just shoves it out to an open man, put back up by Farrington off the miss. Can't hit on either occasion. Shoemate fights to get the rebound, and now we get a whistle and a foul, but that was a heads-up play by Shoemate there, just pushing that out to Buzminski, who couldn't connect on the three, and then Farrington missed from point-blank range on one and was blocked on the other. But still able to hang on to the possession as Bryson Huff checks in for Wyoming East. Lob it in for McKinney. Now to Shoemate at the free throw line over left side for Atkins. See stutter steps, kicks it back out. Three on the way for Buzminski, no good. Rebound underneath by Huff. So here comes Wyoming East. Trailing by 3 here in the second quarter. Get it over to the right baseline. Jumper on the way and good. And Tanner Cook back-to-back buckets. From Wyoming East within 1 here in the second quarter. Nice spin move by McKinney. Puts up a tough jumper though, no good. And rebounded by Fralin. And that's going to draw a timeout here by Coach Brooks with 2:40 to go here in the first half, and that'll be another 30-second timeout. So I think both coaches have used all their 30-second timeouts here in the first half. But it seems like Coach Brooks not happy with his team's effort on defense right now. Wanting to make a point of it here early in this second quarter. We saw something similar to that with Westside in the first half of their game. And that's what you want to do early on in the season like this. You want to make sure that you're getting your team's attention, that they're aware of what needs to be done and how they need to continue to compete, even if it is a scrimmage. It's the old saying, the way you practice is the way you play. And since regular season is literally right around the corner, you know that all these coaches are anxious to make sure that their teams are up to snuff come opening night. They get it over left side. Huff, he'll go for 3 in the lead. No good. Rebound knocked around underneath and going to get a tie-up. Possession error will go to Independence. As Cameron Vandal into the game for Independence for the first time. 6'4" junior. A little bit more size on the inside for the Patriots to try and match up. There's Buzminski trying to get free. Instead goes into the corner. Farrington dumps it back out. They'll reset here. Buzminski dishes off for Atkins. Tries to go with the left hand, but there's Tanner Cook again with the block as he's getting it done on the offense and defensive end right now. Playing very tough basketball here in this stint that he's been in. Pass out front, knocked away by Lambert, and Fralin almost takes it away, but Independence able to corral it still. There's a 3 on the way, no good by Atkins. Goes off the head of Huff, but into the hands of Tanner Cook. Now up ahead, they look for Howard. Howard underneath, can't finish. Rebound batted around and taken away by Independence. Is Vandal able to get the board? So give it over for Adkins. Adkins in the right corner with under a minute and a half to go now in the first half. Atkins now drives baseline, goes up and under and can't get the reverse to go. Rebounded by Howard. Outlet pass to Fralin off his knee. Bounces it over Tanner Cook. Cook got cut off and then had nowhere to go with it. Had to throw it back out and intercepted by Atkins. Atkins into the paint. Has a defender fly by and he gets the jumper to go. Atkins with 5 points now, and Independence leads by 3 with a minute to go in the second quarter. Now Tanner Cook, baseline jumper, this time won't go as Vandal gets the rebound. Atkins walks it across the timeline. Independence trying to win this second quarter after Wyoming East won the first quarter 14-8. Buzminski, 35 seconds, almost traveled with it. Farrington now looking for help. He'll dish it off. And pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Independence, however. Lambert will go to the bench. Inbound pass dangerous, and Mitchell gets his hands on it. He'll take it away. He drives in left side. Layup is good. So Garrett Mitchell right back in off the bench, and he gets 2 quick points as the lead now down to 1. Down to 13 seconds to go in the second quarter. Can Independence hang on to win the second period? Down to 8, down to 7. Screen up top as Atkins tries to get free, has it stripped away, taken. Now Mitchell with 2 seconds with 1. He'll have to heave at the horn, no good. And Independence hangs on by the skin of their teeth to win quarter number 2, 10-9. And at the half is a 23-18 lead overall for Wyoming East. So we'll step aside and be back after this break as we have about 5 minutes before the start of quarter number 3 here from Shady Spring High School as you're watching the West Virginia High School Shootout presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores right here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience. 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip, when you taste the peppermint chip pieces, it's like catching snowflakes on your tongue. And it just feels like the holiday season has begun.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. It tastes like it's just the top of the line peppermint. For me, no milkshake is topping the Peppermint Chip Milkshake.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
Tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you, with Andrew Bolin, our engineer, and Nick Eskins, our camera operator, as we are getting set for the second half of game number 3 here from Shady Spring High School in this West Virginia High School shootout presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores. As in the first half, looking at the scoring, starting with Independence, they were led by Corey Shoemate with 8 points, Carter Atkins and Michael McKinney each with 5 points. Then on the other end for Wyoming East, Garrett Mitchell led the way with 8 points, followed by Tanner Cook and Tanner Witten with 4 points, Tucker Cook with 3 points, Chandler Johnson and Jacob Howard each with 2 points to round out the scoring here in the first half of action. And again, Wyoming East winning the first quarter 14-8, Independence winning quarter number 2 10-9. So overall now 23-18 in favor of Wyoming East here today as they continue to check on Tanner Witten over on the bench. It looks like they're getting a chair so that he can elevate his ankle, which appears to be what was hurt. And now they're going to move him into the back behind the bench so that no one can get hurt along that side. But they're wrapping that up with ice right now. And as we said, we're just hoping that situation where he rolled it and that there's no serious damage done. Again, we're still trying to figure out if there's any prognosis on A.J. Williams, who went down in the first game with what appeared to be a significant knee injury, and hoping that not as significant as it looked at the time. But if we happen to hear anything, we'll try and pass along word as the day goes along, as the entry pass goes inside to Johnson, and Chandler Johnson fouled on the play. So that'll send him to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first free throw too strong from Johnson, no good. But he gets the second one to rattle home, as Wyoming East was 5 of 8 in the first half from the free throw line, now 6 of 10 overall. As they score the first point of the third quarter, Atkins into the corner. Trying to find some space inside was Ryder Lawson, and now a turnover. We'll give it back over to the Warriors. Lambert waiting out front as the offense sets up. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell looking down low for Johnson. Johnson double team, kicks it back out to Mitchell. He'll drive in, finds a little space. He'll set up camp there, and he'll knock down the short range jumper as he becomes the first player today to get into double figures in this contest, and a 3-0 lead out of the gate for Wyoming East in the third quarter. So on the Left side, James tries to get a pass down low to Shoemate, but knocked away by Johnson. He's had a strong start to the third quarter for Wyoming East. Now they inbounded to James, has a lob of pass. It's almost intercepted by Lambert. It'll stay here with Independence. James had to lob that over the head of one of the tall defenders for the Warriors and nearly got it picked off. McKinney will inbound it to Atkins. Atkins gets a screen at the top of the key, looking as he finds Shoemate, rolling off, knocks a man to the ground, and that will be a charge. And who else but Chandler Johnson making the play for Wyoming East. And it's been a very productive 90 seconds for him starting out this third quarter. It looked like he took a little shot to the mouth there as he's checking himself, going back up the floor, but appears to be fine. Lambert gives it over to Mitchell. Mitchell gets the elbow pass intercepted by McKinney. He's in a foot race now with Cook, and Cook hacks him from behind. And let's see if he actually picked him clean or not, or if they're going to call a foul here. And looks like Tucker Cook picked him clean on the play. Wow, what a defensive play there by Tucker Cook. If that's the case, well, nope, now they're going to say he was fouled from behind. Again, the official didn't come over to signal at first, so wasn't sure if they were going to call the foul or not, but you take a look at it here on our replay, and yeah, you see the hack, but wasn't sure if he had gotten it clean or if he'd gotten some skin on that, but the official says that he got a part of the arm as Atkins unable to hit on the three-point attempt out of the inbound. Now they get it over to Cook. Base or free throw line jumper no good for Tucker Cook. Rebounded underneath and put back up, and Johnson will go back to the free throw line. Again, with his size and versatility, Chandler Johnson, a 6'5" junior, just a really tough kid. And you get him and Witten down low, it's very difficult to match up with their size. Here you see the strong rebound again, just forcing his way back up. Nice touch by the big man on both free throws. He's got 5 points now for the game. And he's got 3 of the 5 this quarter for Wyoming East. They've opened up a 5-0 lead. James guarded by Mitchell. In the left corner over to McKinney. Tough three on the way. No good. Rebounded by Tanner Cook. Up ahead. Here comes Lambert. Drives in right side. Layup no good. Rebounded though by Mitchell, and his putback is there. Wyoming East strong out of the gates here in the third quarter. McKinney tries to go up and under, but couldn't find the angle as it hits underneath the backboard. Here comes Wyoming East running again. Lambert will wait. Gets it over to Tucker Cook, but he fumbles it away. And last touch, they're going to say by Adkins. As Busminski will check back in now for Independence, as will Farrington. As Lawson and Shoemate will go to get a breather. They get it into Mitchell in the left corner. He'll go up top for Tucker Cook. He'll dump it down low for Johnson. Johnson backs his man in, and he lays it in as he's had a very, very strong third quarter thus far. 9-0, Wyoming East leads it. Busminski trying to find an opening, kicks it back out top. James with it. James penetrates in, has 4 men collapse on him, kicks it out to Busminski. He can't convert on the three, though. Rebounded by Tucker Cook, up ahead for Lambert. Lambert doesn't have an opening, goes back out front. Now he'll get it back, dumps it down low for Johnson, double teamed out to Mitchell for 3 in the corner. No good, online but too strong, but he gets his own rebound back, and Mitchell will drive in and lay it in. And that's going to draw a timeout from Coach Green as he sees his team fall behind 11-0 here with 4:19 to go in the third quarter, as he'll signal for a 30-second timeout. And it may just be unlimited 30-second timeout since we're in a scrimmage, but obviously Wyoming East doing what you would anticipate they would try and do a lot in games. Again, you saw in the first half them testing the outside waters a lot and just unable to convert, but this is such a big team and such a strong team it just seems like they would be very difficult to try and stop in the interior if they choose to attack the basket, especially with second chance points that they can get with their size and the depth of their size as well. So this is going to be a very tough team throughout the year. And as we said, Chapmanville's gotten better again. Again, Chapmanville made it to the state semifinals last year, even after losing all those players from those state championship teams that they had near the end of the 2010s. But Chapmanville gets nearly everyone back as well this year, and still a pretty young team in their own right. So that section is going to be very difficult to navigate for all these teams are at region as well. As McKinney takes it to the left elbow, floater up and good. So Michael McKinney now with 7 points, his first points of the second half, and the first points for Independence here in the third quarter. Go back down low to Johnson, nice dish as he's able to give it off to Jacob Howard for the layup. Again, what passing and traffic that time by Johnson. Now on the other end, Adkins has his pass rejected away, taken by Busminski, but he can't hit the floater. Here comes Mitchell back the other way up the right side. Mitchell into the paint, puts up shot, short, rebounded, put back up, no good by Howard. Once again an offensive board, and Mitchell will be fouled and go to the line. That's exactly what we were talking about with this Wyoming East team. Again, they can just create second, third, fourth, fifth opportunities with how big they are down low. As first free throw off the mark for Mitchell. Mitchell now 1 for 3 from the line today. He's got 14 points overall. He had 8 in the first half. He's got 6 thus far here in the third quarter. And Atkins goes over to the bench for Independence. Seems to be favoring his ankle now as well. I have to keep an eye on that as the game moves along, as McKinney goes for 3, can't buy it as it rattles in and out on him. Again, he's been close on so many shots here today, just hasn't been able to find a break, and now he comes up with a steal. McKinney, nice dish under to Busminski, but he can't handle it and loses it out of bounds. It's been a rough third quarter here for Independence. Trying to find the scoreboard, but also trying to find a way to stop Wyoming East. Now on the left side, 3 on the way, in and out, no good for Cook. Rebound comes out long. Mitchell able to save it as it goes to Lambert. Back over to Mitchell, gets free, goes for 3, no good. Rebounded by Howard though. Again, second chance opportunities for this Wyoming East club. Get it into the corner for Howard. He'll put up a high arching floater, no good. Rebounded again by Wyoming East. Mitchell's blocked from behind, gets it back, goes back up again, no good. Rebound tipped around, and on the 5th chance, Independence finally comes up with the ball. Now here comes McKinney. What explosiveness from McKinney that time. Able to blow by his man, got all the way to the baseline and was able to lay it in. He just kicked it into another gear that time. Howard down low, trying to go to work, get a whistle and a tie-up. And possession arrow will go to Independence. As Mitchell will check out of the game, as Huff will come back in for Wyoming East. And Shoemate back into the game for Independence as well. It's McKinney. Tough step back for him here. No good as it's short. Rebound loose on the floor and almost another tie-up. Taken away by Wyoming East. They get it up ahead for Cook. He had it knocked away by James that time. Good defense from him. Now McKinney back up the right side. Dumps it down low for Shoemate in a double team. Able to fight back for the ball, but now has it poked away again. Ball loose on the floor. Shoemate jarred it free, but Johnson comes up with it from Wyoming East. Now they give it off to Lambert. Over to Cook, into the corner. Huff down low. Howard tries to spin in, gets it back to Huff. Down to a minute and a half to go here in the third. Johnson, turnaround jumper, and there it is again for Chandler Johnson. He's got 7 points this quarter and 9 for the game. 16-4 here in the third quarter. It's been all Wyoming East this period, and now a travel whistled on Hunter Moore. Here's Lambert across the timeline. Over to Cook, down low. Nice passing around the perimeter as they get it in now to Howard. Howard kicks it back out. Cook, back to Lambert. Huff. And again, Wyoming East moves the ball so quickly. And it looks like that pass deflected off McKinney and then deflected off Johnson out of bounds. So it'll go back over to the Patriots. And now the officials conferring here. And McKinney confused because he's trying to explain to the ref what I thought was the call at first. But now they say it was off McKinney. So under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 12-point lead for Wyoming East. Over to Cook. Cook puts up a three, no good. McKinney tries to get the rebound, but Johnson wrestles it away. Down to 45 seconds now in the third. Huff down low to Johnson. Johnson, threw a pass right off Tucker Cook's face. They were right on top of each other that time, and Johnson was going to the ground, tried to get rid of it, and just lasered it right off of his face. And even the Wyoming East coaching staff couldn't help but smile a little about that, especially after they saw that Cook was okay. James out front has it stolen away by Tucker Cook. Now here comes James, steals it right back from him. Down to 25 seconds here in the third quarter. McKinney winding it down, trying to find some space, tries to go to the baseline but slips and falls. Busminski gets it back to McKinney. Down to 10 seconds, back to Busminski. Looking for help, down to 5 seconds, tries to dump it off the shoemate, had it taken away with 2 seconds. Huff gives it over for Cook. He'll launch a deep three at the horn. Is it good? Yes, it is. 19-4, Wyoming East dominates the third quarter of play here from Shady Spring High School. We'll step aside for a break and be back for quarter number 4 after this as you're watching the West Virginia High School Shootout presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Getting ready for the start of quarter number 4 as we get ready to start it. Here's the three-pointer by Tucker Cook once again at the end of the quarter. Bang, bang on whether he got it off or not, but the officials say he did, and thus three-pointer counts for him. That is his 6th point of the game and capped a dominant third quarter. So Wyoming East outpoint Independence 19-4 to open up a 20-point lead overall in this contest. Chris Kidd with you here this afternoon from Shady Spring High School with Andrew Bolin, our engineer, and Nick Eskins, our camera operator. This will be the final exhibition quarter between the two, and then we'll go into some in-game scenarios between these two as Johnson gets it down low and does what he's been doing all second half as he lays it in for the first 2 points of the third quarter. McKinney had it poked away, got it back, and then slipped out of his hands and goes back over to the Warriors. Tough with it. Gets it over far side. Cook, bounce pass down low to Johnson. Nice cut by Huff. Gets inside, layup up and good for him. This has been a heck of a second half for Wyoming East here thus far. As Atkins back in after having a bit of an ankle injury himself and is thrown away as Johnson able to intercept. Gets it over to Cook. Now they swing it across court for Huff. Back to Lambert, back to Huff. And go down low as Howard back in, had it batted away and loose. He goes diving to the floor trying to get the ball, but it's taken by Atkins. Up ahead to McKinney. McKinney backs up, now drives baseline, tries to go up and under as he's raked by Howard that time. Looked like he raked him a little across the chest, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. McKinney has 9 points for the game. And picks up double figures with that free throw. And he's the only one that has scored thus far here in the second half for Independence. Second free throw good as well for McKinney. So he has all 6 points here in the second half for Independence. So get it over left side. Jumper no good for Tucker Cook. Rebounded by Shoemate. So work it up ahead to Adkins. Adkins drives in on the right side. Can't finish. It's a good drive, but unable to convert. Now here's Lambert. Over to Cook. Down low, back out front. Over to Johnson now. He'll get it inside for Huff. Top of the key for Lambert. Trying to find an opening on the inside. Now they go back to Huff as he'll drive to the baseline. Skipping around Cook. Nice entry pass here for Johnson. Able to get by one man. Goes up. Counted in the foul as they whistle it on Shoemate. Chandler Johnson. Just an incredible performance here in the second half for him. And he's got 13 points for the game, 11 of them here in the second half. Misses on the free throw attempt. He's 3 of 5 now from the charity stripe. As an entry pass goes to Shoemate. Tough attempt there to convert on, as he had to get something up as he was falling out of bounds. Give it baseline for Howard. Back up top for Huff. Lambert. Back to Huff, now back to Lambert. Puts up a three from the right side, no good. Rebounded though underneath and put back up and in by Huff. Bryson Huff now with 4 points in the game. An 8-2 lead here in the fourth quarter for Independence. They've outscored, or for Wyoming East rather, and Wyoming East has outscored Independence 27-6 here in this second half as McKinney goes for a tough three, no good. Rebounded by Howard. 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Get it over left side. Cook, three on the way, no good. Rebound, fought for, taken back by Wyoming East as they get it back to Huff underneath, and Huff converts again. Boy, oh boy, offensive rebounding has been a huge story here for the Warriors, and it's a timeout by Coach Green, as he'll call another 30-second timeout here with 4:59 to play in the fourth quarter. And as we said, coming up at the end of the game, we'll have end-of-game scenarios both teams will run through, where they basically set a score, and then both sides will try and convert out of that situation just to kind of get them used to running their end-of-game sets during close games. As we've seen, they usually run through 4 different scenarios, but it's 8 in all since both teams actually get the opportunity to have the advantage and then work from the deficit. So just a little something extra for some of these teams that made the long haul here today, especially teams like Wyoming East coming from all the way in southern West Virginia here, and Independence with a little bit of a shorter trek. But this way you at least get your money's worth and then some. Right now, Wyoming East has definitely gotten their money's worth as they have dominated play here since the end of the second quarter. Atkins tries to spin in. Tough turnaround jumper, but he gets it to fall. That's 7 points now for Carter Atkins in the game. 10-4 here in the fourth quarter in favor of Wyoming East. Johnson tries to take it baseline, tries to split 2 defenders, and he'll be fouled. They're not going to call it a shooting foul, so this will be on the floor. So it'll be Lambert to trigger it in. He'll lob it in for Huff on the left wing. Swings it over far side, now down low for Tanner Cook, who's checked back in. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound underneath. Taken away by the Patriots as Vandal able to get himself another board. Atkins step back three, and it's there for him. So Carter Atkins now into double figures with 10 points, and Independence clawing back here in this fourth quarter. They now trail at 10-7. Tanner Cook down low, can't get it to fall. McKinney with the rebound. We get a whistle and a foul, looks like on Cook. And they're going to get him for a push on the play. At the midway point of quarter number 4. Atkins, nice dribble drive by. He tries to get it up on the rim, but it's blocked off the backboard by Johnson. And it looks like they say out of bounds, last touch by Independence. They dump it inside, now back out. Huff, he'll launch a three and he'll bury it. Boy, Huff's had a big fourth quarter here. He's got 9 points, all of them in this period. 13-7. Nice drive by McKinney. He'll take it in, can't finish, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. McKinney with 11 points in the game. As we mentioned, averaged 21.1 points per game all of last season. His first free throw won't fall. And can't buy the second either. Knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Wyoming East, though. So Independence will maintain possession, trailing 13-7 here in the fourth quarter. Overall, trailing by 26 in this game as Wyoming East has run this thing out in the second half as Fralin with the interception gets it up ahead to Mitchell. Dumps it off underneath to Huff, and he's fouled from behind by Vandal. So that'll send Huff to the free throw line as he looks to get into double figures for the whole second half here, or the whole quarter, I should say. And he's able to sink that free throw. Again, this is a very deep Wyoming East club that they're showing here today. Even without Tanner Witten, who's been sidelined with an ankle injury he had back in the first quarter, Wyoming East has had complete control of this contest. Now 15-7 here in the fourth quarter as Adkins gets it into the corner. Three on the way, no good for Farrington, and rebounded by Huff, but they're going to say Huff stepped out of bounds trying to get that outlet pass. So McKinney will inbound from underneath his own basket, trailing 15-7 in the fourth quarter. They get it into Vandal. Vandal drives in, kicks it into the corner for Farrington, tries to get by Mitchell, but cut off. Now back over for Buzminski. He's cut off. He's in trouble now in the corner, and timeout called by Coach Green. And this will be a full timeout with exactly 3 minutes to go, so we'll step aside as well as you're watching the West Virginia High School Shootout presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As a former college football player, I realize that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself.
15-7 here in the fourth quarter. Wyoming East leading Independence. Chris Kidd with you, with Andrew Bolin, our engineer, Nick Eskins, our camera operator, here in our third of 5 games today from Shady Spring High School in the West Virginia High School shootout. As three-pointer from Atkins, no good. Rebounded by Buzminski. As Atkins drives into traffic, had it rejected, but draws the contact. And they're going to give Atkins 2 free throws out of this. Again, Atkins in double figures here today with 10 points. First free throw up and good. Atkins now 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Second free throw good as well. Again, Atkins, 5'10" senior. Nice job running the point for Independence here today as Tanner Cook with a turnaround. He gets his 6th point of the ball game. Lead back up to 8 here in the fourth quarter. It's a 28-point lead overall for Wyoming East in this contest. As McKinney's pass deflected, but into the hands of Atkins. His shot rejected, taken away. Here comes Mitchell into the center, drives in, goes up with the left hand, can't convert. Rebounded by Vandal underneath, as he has it ripped away by Huff. Huff, cross-court pass. Almost came right towards us again, but Fralin thankfully was there as they get it over into the corner. Three-pointer no good. That's just checking into the game now for Wyoming East. Unfortunately, we don't have that number and wasn't on their roster as they get it up ahead to McKinney as he tried to go up for a dunk and lost it on the way up. It's just been that kind of afternoon for Independence today. As they get it out for Mitchell, he'll go for 3 from the wing, and Garrett Mitchell able to convert. Mitchell now with 18 points in the contest. 20-9 here in the fourth quarter. Down to a minute 25 to go in the fourth. Buzminski up top for Atkins. Dribbles in and gives it over to Buzminski, now to McKinney. McKinney steps back, goes for 3 straight on, no good. Rebound into the corner. Farrington tries to save it, but out of bounds over to the Warriors. Now a few more subs getting in for Coach Brooks. As Landon Hodges checks into the game along with Logan Brandt. Huff and company will go to the bench. They get it up top for Brandt. Now down low trying to hit his man, but too tall with the pass. Now under a minute to play here in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer on the way from Farrington, no good. Knocked out of bounds, and it'll go over to Wyoming East. And a 31-point lead overall for Wyoming East in this contest. It was a 5-point lead at halftime overall after Independence was able to win the second quarter 10-9. But here in the second half, it's just been complete domination by the Warriors. Pass out front. Almost gets away from Brandt. Now stolen away by Atkins. He'll drive in on the left side. Counted and the foul. That's typically what you see sometimes out of younger players after a turnover. Foul gets committed, just that compounds the first mistake. So Atkins at the line with 14 points, make it 15 on the afternoon. Now 4 or 5 from the free throw line. It's 20-12 in favor of Wyoming East. Under 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and we got a whistle and a travel called on Hodges. So it could be the final possession here for the Patriots as Atkins will bring it across the timeline to the left. Now gets it into the right side, out to Buzminski, launches a three, and he'll connect. First points of the game. Again, he's been so close on so many shots today, but hasn't been able to convert, but gets that one to go down. Now Tanner Cook turn around in the paint, and he's able to hit. Down to 5 seconds left in the fourth as Atkins will cross midcourt. Heaves one from near midcourt and hits the top of the heating and cooling system here in the gym. And that will bring us to a close here in the fourth quarter with Wyoming East winning it overall by 27 points. And now we'll get into some of our extra session basketball and situational play as Coach Bob Bolin informs both squads what will take place. And while that takes place, we'll step aside for a break and be back for the start of our situational play in just a moment as you're watching West Virginia High School Shootout Basketball with us, presented by C. Adam Toney Tires and Little General Stores here on Video Productions.
LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way,
welcome back, everybody, as we're getting set for our first portion of situational play here. As Coach Bolin informing the officials as well of what's going to transpire. The overall final score, if you were keeping track of it at home with us, 64-37 in favor of Wyoming East as they won 3 of the 4 quarters. The only quarter Independence winning was the second quarter as they took that one 10-9. And it seemed like Wyoming East took that personally in the second half. Again, it was only a 5-point game at halftime and turns into a 27-point rout. Again, all these exhibition games, however, so none of this will count in the standings. But definitely wanting to get in the right frame of mind heading towards regular season play this week. So here will be the first situation. Again, 20 seconds on the clock. Independence leads 70-69. And Wyoming East will be shooting a 1-and-1. So Bob Bolin informing some of the crowd members, because obviously we've had fans from different schools and different areas shuffling in and out today. So we know what's going on, but a lot of the fans and parents aren't for sure, the ones that are coming in to see their teams play. First free throw good. Tucker Cook trying to give Wyoming East the lead here in this first situation. Second one good as well. So 71-70 in favor of Wyoming East. Now Independence holding for one. Atkins dribbles to his left, gets into the paint. Nice bounce pass to Shoemate, and he's fouled with 3.5 seconds to go. And that'll send him to the free throw line. And this is as good for the players as it is the officials to get used to these situations. Even if you've done them 100 times before, you always need to go back and get a little refresher here and there just to get your mind right on what you're going to do in these spots, because you're not going to officiate 50 blowouts during the year. And you're likely not going to play in 20-plus blowouts during the year. As you see there, the foul by Mitchell. As Shoemake got the friendly kiss off the backboard to tie the game. This time no good. 3 seconds left, and Coach Brooks calls for time with 3 seconds to go. So that'll be a 30-second timeout for Wyoming East. And again, whether it's tied or not at the end of this scenario, they will just reset everything and then run it on the opposite end after this. So after these 3 seconds are up, then it'll be Independence at the line shooting a 1-and-1 and trailing by 1 on their end. That way both sides get a chance to practice the situation from both sides. Wyoming East will have to go the full length of the court here. As Mitchell will get it in to Lambert. 2-1 up ahead. Not going to get a shot off, as Cook's shot wouldn't have gone anyway. So we fight to a draw in the first situation. Now they'll put 20 seconds back on the clock, and we'll go to the other end and do it again. Again, you look at the final scoring in the four-quarter scrimmage. For Independence, they were led by Carter Atkins with 15 points, Michael McKinney with 11 points, Corey Shoemate with 8 points, and Talon Buzminski with 3 points to round out the scoring for Independence. On the other side, Garrett Mitchell led the way for Wyoming East with 18 points. Chandler Johnson had 13 points. Bryson Huff with 11 points. Tanner Cook with 8 points. Tucker Cook with 6 points. Jacob Howard and Tanner Witten then each finished with 4 points apiece to round things out for Wyoming East. So now 1 point lead for Wyoming East, and it'll be McKinney trying to tie things up on a 1-and-1 for Independence, and no good. Rebound taken by Wyoming East. 15 seconds left. Again, they're ahead by 1. Independence going to have to kind of come up with a steal or a foul here with 10 seconds, and whoops. And well, we talked about the refs needed the practice too, and there's where you can get it. Again, the official gave a timeout to Independence. Well, they didn't have the ball, so. Now 10 seconds to go here. They inbound it to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it over far side for Lambert, and now Independence will have to foul with 4.5 seconds left, trailing by 1. Lambert didn't score in the four-quarter scrimmage, but definitely more of the facilitator on this roster for Wyoming East. So now he'll shoot a 1-and-1 to try and get himself on the board and build this lead, and he's able to do so. But able to hit both free throws, and now Coach Brooks wants to call time. So working on setting his defense in these situations near the end of contest. I believe the next one that we've done today is where they'll put 30 seconds on the clock in a tie game situation. And I think there's another where we go with 7 seconds and then 12 seconds, if memory serves me correctly from what we've seen so far today. But now Independence will have to go the length of the floor and hit a 3 just to tie the game up here. Mate gets it in for Atkins. Down to 2, down to 1. Atkins, they're going to call him for a travel with 1/10 of a second to go. So we fought to a draw in the first situation. Now in situation number 2, Wyoming East is going to win that one. So now they'll reset the clock and get ready for the second situation. And while they do that, just a reminder that some of the games still to come today here on Video Productions, here from Shady Spring High School. Again, Parkersburg South and George Washington, they have begun over in the main gym. Our next game at 3:45 p.m. will be James Monroe and Meadowbridge. Then at 4:45 p.m. it'll be Shady Spring against South Charleston in the main gym. And our final game here in the auxiliary gym will be at 6 o'clock with Greenbrier West taking on Sherman. And the final game in the main gym will take place at 7 p.m. tonight between Woodrow Wilson and St. Albans. So make sure you stay with us here the rest of the day on Video Productions for more high school basketball action as all these teams getting set for the high school regular season, which is coming up next week. Here in the state of West Virginia is football being decided this weekend as well. Again, AA was decided last night with number 16 seed. Probably, you use as many air quotes as you want on 16 seed whenever you talk about Fairmont Senior. But Fairmont Senior able to knock off number 1 Herbert Hoover in the first round, 30-28, and then they beat number 2 seed Independence last night, 21-12. So Fairmont Senior collects another high school state football championship to go in their mantle. And single A and triple A being contested today up in Willing Park. So here is the start of the second situation. Third one played overall. It's all tied at 73 with 35 seconds to start out with. Wyoming East running it down here, down to 10 seconds. And Lambert looks into the corner. Tucker's jumper off the mark, knocked out of bounds, and it'll go over to Independence with 5.1 seconds to go. Now a chance for Independence to win their first situational play, and Atkins travels with it again. It's the second time now Atkins has come down, tried to slam on the brakes, and ended up dragging his pivot foot. Now Tucker throws it deep down floor, deflected away as Mitchell tries to heave one at the horn, but once again the heating and cooling system with the block. But I don't think it would have counted even had that not hit the top of it. I tell you what, though, Shady Springs going to maybe need some repairs by the end of all this. So now they'll flip it around, and Independence will start with the ball with the score tied at 73 and 35 seconds to go. And while we have a moment, we'll see if we can get any score updates. From the high school football state championships that are going on right now. We don't have the greatest of reception here in Shady Spring, West Virginia, but we're going to wait and see what we can come up with here. Well, we do have a final in the AAA championship, and number 2 Martinsburg destroys number 1 Huntington 62-21 in the AAA state championship. So the final one to be decided will be single A between number 6 Williamstown and number 4 Ritchie County, which will be coming up over in Willing later today. So after a couple of steals, Independence with the ball as they dump it into Shoemate. Pass out front, knocked away by Mitchell. Now here comes Mitchell into the open floor. He's fouled, can't hit the layup, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. 14.6 seconds left on the clock. As Mitchell can't hit on the first free throw. So Mitchell hits on the second, so that'll give Wyoming East the lead at 74-73. 13 seconds left. McKinney into the corner. Busminski looking for help, and he gets called for a double dribble. So Wyoming East trying to win their second of these 4 situational plays. And Coach Brooks will call for time. Sorry, just heard something that was said in the stands. They asked one of the officials, said, "Hey, Neil, in the next situation, can we do the one where we get to go home?" You have to love snarky fans and parents, and that was a good one. I'm feeling there's a man in the stands that wants to get home for the Georgia-Alabama game at 3:30. As they inbound it in the backcourt, and we get a whistle and a foul as Mitchell will go to the line with 4.2 seconds to go. This will be a 1-and-1 for Mitchell. As first one, he rattles home. And Mitchell gets both free throws to go. So now Independence needs a three-pointer to tie. Atkins lost control of it, and they won't get a shot off. So Wyoming East is 1-2. And we split on 2. So this will be the third overall situation that they'll run. As we said, they've run 4 overall the first 2 times. So this one will be down by 2 with 7 seconds to go, and the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. So it'll be Wyoming East trailing by 2 with the ball here. As they'll inbound it for Cook, he'll go for the lead, no good. Rebounded underneath with 3 seconds, up ahead to Atkins, and Independence will win this situation. So now 2 for West Side, 1 for Independence with 2 draws. So now it'll be the same situation on the other end with Independence now trailing by 2. And again, in the exhibition game that preceded this, it was Wyoming East winning the first quarter 14-8, Independence winning the second quarter 10-9, and then Wyoming East winning the second half 41-19 overall. They won the third quarter 19-4, and the fourth quarter 22-15 for an overall score of 64-37 for the Warriors today. Independence trying to even things up here in the situational play as Busminski's fouled on the inbounds pass. So that'll send him to the line to shoot 2. Busminski hits the first. Second one won't fall, rebounded underneath, and a foul with 4.3 seconds to go. Now Cook will shoot a 1-and-1. Didn't shoot free throws in the exhibition game, but he did have 6 points as he hits the first. And Coach Brooks will call another timeout here to try and set up his defense. And we see Tanner Witten with his shoe off, at least able to put weight on his foot and able to walk on his own, albeit with a limp right now. So as we said, just hoping that it was a mild sprain that he had back in the first quarter of this exhibition. And we said we've seen several players go down today with minimal to possibly serious injuries. And we're hoping they're not that bad, especially considering the importance of the players to their teams that were hurt. Now Independence will need to hit a 3 in order to tie things up in this 6th round of situational play, as McKenna will launch a deep 3, no good. And McKinney brings us to a close of the 3rd overall situation. And that will do it appears. So Wyoming East, very impressive performance today. Independence looking to still build upon the success they've had in the last couple of years, and we'll see how things fare for these squads as they get into their regular season starting later this week, and keep track of them as the season goes along. And again, we'll be back at 3:45 p.m. for the start of game number 4 here tonight between James Monroe and Meadowbridge. So make sure you're back with us at 3:45, and again flip over to Parkersburg South and George Washington here on Video Productions to continue watching as things continue to roll along here from Shady Spring High School, as you are watching the West Virginia High School Shootout presented by C.